Hello, Mr.Maskell.
Ethan, how are you?
I'm good. So I'm here to do my interview assignment. So maybe some students that may watch this do not know exactly who you are. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Well, I've been at Humberview for the past 7 years now, and I came here to do regular teaching, and I turned into a co-op teacher after a couple of weeks after being here, and did some credit recovery work and ILC work, and then I got into guidance, and a couple of years ago I became the head of the guidance department. So that's my job here.
Oh, nice. So do you teach like any courses? Because I know you taught me in careers.
Yeah, one of the things that I initiated when I came to guidance as the head of the department, I wanted to make sure that all of the teachers who were in the guidance department went back to teaching. Because I think it's very important that even though we're guidance counselors, first of all, we're teachers. So I teach every year. Last year I taught grade 11 law, and I also taught careers last year. And this year I'm teaching grade 12 economics.
Oh, nice. Do you? Because when I went to make this appointment, you said something about archery. Do you do any extracurriculars with the students?
Yeah, I'm very involved in my own children's extracurricular activities. They do archery and horseback riding and hockey outside at school, so I'm busy with that. Here at the school, this year I'm the staff sponsor for the archery team, and we have a community coach who comes in who is a more trained professional in the archery area.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
Do you have any interesting facts about yourself?
Well, it's always hard to gauge what's going to be interesting to others, but I've done a couple of interesting things in my life. I spent 3 years living in Japan and teaching over there, so I really enjoyed that. It gave me a chance to travel throughout Asia, which I really enjoyed. One time when I was in university, I decided I wanted to see Western Canada, so I took my bicycle and put it in a box, and I got on the bus, and I took the bus to Vancouver, and I rode my bicycle home. That was kind of cool. So, I like to be adventurous and do different things, and I think once you travel at any one time in your life, traveling is always really important, and I think it's a lot of people in life want to acquire things. I think the most important thing to acquire in life are experiences.
So, do you have any hobbies?
Well, I'm pretty busy with school. So I'm working for a living is busy.
Yep.
But outside of school, I do coach one of my daughter's hockey teams. That keeps me busy with that. I'm also, my volunteer area, I'm the president of what's called the Friends of the Caledon Public Library, which is really an organization dedicated to supporting the Caledon Public Library in our community and also promoting literacy in the community, which is important because by training, I'm an English and history teacher. So we do fundraisers over the year and that kind of thing, usually working with young people, which is great, which is what I like to do.
Oh, nice. Well, because you said that you're a guidance counselor, what do you think is like the most serious problem anyone has really come up to you with? Like, you don't have to say any names.
Well, I've had all kinds of things in here. I've had, pregnancy. I've had people want to commit suicide. People want to run away from home. People being bullied. You name it, right? Now, those are the extremes. Most people are coming down here because they want legitimate guidance with their own academic future. So there are, working with young people, they're no different than adults. They all have different problems and different things going on. It's just really how often they manifest themselves. And, being down here, my belief is we want this place to be someplace where people feel like they can come. So we try never to turn anyone away. We try to have an open door as much as possible so that young people will come down here and speak with us, because I think it takes a lot of courage for someone to come down and say they need help. The last thing they want is a door shut on them, or I'm too busy to talk with you right now, because they've made the effort to come down to get help. They might not come back a second time.
Yeah. Yes, I've come down for help a couple times. Sometimes it's hard to admit, like, you need help.
Yeah, and it's true, and it's that's why you have to have that open door, and you have to be responsive, because if I don't help you when you come down, the next time a friend of yours has a problem, you're not going to say, go down to the guidance department, maybe talk to someone there. You're going to say, I went down there and they didn't help me at all. Right? So we've just, hurt ourselves, and we've hurt the students in the building too.
Mm-hmm. So you said that you spent some time in Japan. What did you do while you were there?
Well, I was a teacher in a Japanese high school, which was a great experience because, everyone thinks, people in Japan are, incredibly smart and everybody works really hard and all that kind of stuff. So I got to go to a school in Japan which was not where all the good students go, because in Japan they stream the students a lot, and they take the best ones and put them in this school, and all the middle ones go in this school, and all the really, quote, bad ones go in this one. So I had a chance to work in a school where it wasn't all the really good kids. So I got to sort of see Japan from the other side, right? And their view to English is kind of like our view to French. They all hated it by the time they had to take it in high school, right? But they have to take it. It's mandatory all the way through high school. So my job when I was there was to teach people who don't like to speak English to speak English. So I did a lot. I tried to be very creative and do a lot of fun things with them, because most of these students weren't going off to college or university. They were going out to work. They were going to work in the fields, or going to work in stores and that kind of stuff. And their view of English language stuff was, they thought it was like Latin. No one really spoke it. And then I would come in and speak it, and they go, "Wow, he speaks English." And I go, "Yeah, so does 1.2 billion people."
Yeah.
Might be a good idea to learn it, guys.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was a great experience, and
Yeah.
I love the travel over there and the lifestyle and the food. It's amazing.
So, can you speak any Japanese?
Well, I've been home for a long time now, and it's like anything, if you don't use it, you lose it. So I'd be pretty rusty, but I know that if I was dropped in the train station in Tokyo right now, it would come back very, very quickly, because it's all up there. It's just, it doesn't get used at all. So, but by the end, I was pretty good. I could speak conversations with people in stores and banks and restaurants and all that kind of stuff.
Good.
I certainly couldn't hold philosophical conversations.
Yeah, so you can
But-
make small talk
I could do all the stuff you need to do on a daily basis,
and
right?
ask important questions.
Right, and if I was lost, how to get directions and all that kind of stuff. One thing I couldn't do when I left is read the Japanese script, the kanji characters. You
Yeah.
have to memorize those, and there's 2,000 to memorize. And I wasn't going to memorize them, but I could do all the. They have two different alphabets. I could do that, no problem.
So, because you've taught for a long time, you really enjoy being a teacher?
24 years of teaching.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, and if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be doing it. Right. And,
Of course.
and I still enjoy working with young people. They're an inspiration lots of times, right? They see the world as eminently conquerable, that think good things are going to happen, right? And they're eternal optimists, and I think that helps to work in a building where most people are that way, right? They believe the future will be better, right? So that's only infectious on us many days, and even though we're older and wiser, and we know that maybe that's not going to be the case, our job is to support them as best we can and move them forward in the direction which is best for them.
So, even since, we were younger, you, grew up saying, I wanted to be a teacher. Was it something that you realized, later on, later in the high school years or in university?
I kind of started when I got to do some peer tutoring when I was in grade 12, and I got to help a young girl from Vietnam. She was in high school, and that was before the days at ESL, right, where they got specialized English training. She just got dropped into a grade 10 English class, couldn't do English. So I was in grade 12, and they asked me to help her. I started helping her, and I kind of liked that. And then I spent a lot of time working with young people at camps and that kind of stuff over the years, and coaching and whatnot. I enjoyed that, and that kind of got me thinking about teaching. But the problem was I wasn't a very good student for a lot of years, so I had kind of learned to be a good student, which helped me being a teacher later on, because I could explain to people what they had to do to be better, because I had to learn it myself. It wasn't natural, right? Unlike my handsomeness, right? I had to learn how to become a good student. So that was very difficult, and I always think about that when I'm teaching, about how difficult it is to learn, right? Because it's not a simple process for most people. Some people are geniuses, they're lucky. Most of us are not geniuses. We get good by effort and practice, and that's the way you make it.
So you really enjoy helping people out with the skills that you've acquired and developed?
Yeah, and seeing those develop in young people is great, right? You can see someone that you taught, and they get better, and you say, well, that's great. Now how you take it to the next level, right? And it's great when they come back, 3 years after taking your course, and they go, sir, I'm so glad you did that with us, because we're doing that all the time now. I know how to do it, right? So you don't get that all the time, but when you do get it, it's very powerful.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ethan. All right, hope it works out well.